Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. My name is Jonathan, and it's just me today. We have a solo episode, reason being because, well, everyone's busy. They've either got tests coming up, they've got schoolwork they need to focus on, or a full-time job, and Steph just got busy and whatnot. So instead of just having an episode not come out this time around, I wanted to try to get something out, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a solo episode. Not going to be a very long one, but I was trying to think of different things to talk about, and really the only thing I could think of was the Oscars. Now, I know that by the time this episode comes out, it will have been 2 weeks and 2 days since the Oscars come out, so you probably already know all this type of stuff already, but if you don't, you're in for a treat. Otherwise, please sit by and enjoy me kind of babbling on a little bit. So I guess first things first, congratulations to Leonardo DiCaprio for finally winning the nominee for Best Actor in a Leading Role. I believe he's definitely way overdue for a award such as that. He won it for being the leading actor in The Revenant, which I've not yet seen, but I've heard some good things about, and I've heard some people say that they would recommend it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to see it or not, just because it did look a lot like a very emotionally taxing film, but, that shouldn't hold me back. So I might go ahead and see it just to see what role finally got Mr. DiCaprio his award. But nonetheless, moving on, the winner for actor in a supporting role was Mark Rylance from Bridge of Spies, which, again, unfortunately, what tends to happen with every Oscars is that stuff gets nominated that I've never even heard of until they were nominated for an Oscar. So I have not yet seen Bridge of Spies, but I heard about it. And for the longest time, all I knew was the title of the film, Bridge of Spies. And for some reason, that just sounded super awesome to me. And I wanted to see it, but never got a chance. Definitely my excitement for wanting to see that movie definitely skyrocketed once I found out that, I'm going to feel really bad for forgetting his name in this very moment. What was his name? Played Woody in Toy Story. This is ridiculous, guys. I apologize. I sound like a complete idiot. Who played Woody in Toy Story? Tom Hanks, of course. Duh. Tom Hanks was starring in it, so that made me really excited to want to see Bridge of Spies. Have not seen it yet, but my girlfriend's father said that it was very good, so I definitely plan to check that out sometime soon. And congratulations to Mr. Rylance for winning Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Moving on to the actress in a leading role, the winner was Brie Larson in the movie Room. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know anything about the film other than it was nominated for a movie. Looking at the IMDb page, which you can find at imdb.com/title/tt3170832, or you could just go to imdb.com and search Room. Got to get rid of this advertisement really quick so I can see what I'm looking at. The synopsis says, Room tells the extraordinary story of Jack, a spirited 5-year-old who is looked after by his loving and devoted mother. Like any good mother, Ma dedicates herself to keeping Jack happy and ... see full summary. Go away, advertisement. Happy and safe. Nurturing him with warmth and love and doing typical things like playing games and telling stories. Their life, however, is anything but typical. They are trapped, confined to a 10 by 10 foot space that Ma is euphemistically named Room. Ma has created a whole universe for Jack within Room, and she will stop at nothing to ensure that even in the treacherous environment, Jack is able to live a complete and fulfilling life. But as Jack's curiosity about their situation grows and Ma's resilience reaches its breaking point, they enact a risky plan to escape, ultimately bringing them face to face with what may turn out to be the scariest thing yet, the real world. That actually sounds fairly interesting and makes me want to see the film. Some of the pictures look pretty cool, so if you haven't yet, I guess go ahead and... I personally cannot recommend it because I have not seen it yet, but if that excited you as much as it made me interested, then feel free to check it out. Moving on to Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Alicia Vikander in The Danish Girl, which, again, another movie I have not yet seen, as most of these will be. The Danish Girl. Let's look at that really quick. So the synopsis reads, a fictitious love story loosely inspired by the lives of Danish artists Lily Elbe and Jordar Wegener. I could be completely mispronouncing those names. Forgive me if I am. Lily and Gerba's marriage and work evolve as they navigate Lily's groundbreaking journey as a transgender pioneer. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't really want to see this film. I have personal reasons why not. I won't go too far into it, but, you can go ahead and certainly check it out if you wish to. Congratulations to Miss or Mrs. Vikander. I've never heard of the actress, but congratulations to Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Moving on, the winner for the Best Animated Feature Film was Inside Out, which, if you've listened to our previous episode, is one of those movies that I had mentioned I wanted to see that I had not yet seen that was animated, and shortly after that episode came out, Amanda and I decided to go ahead and go Redbox Inside Out, and I finally watched it, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed Amy Poehler. Fantastic job as Joy, and just Pixar always has a great way of pulling on your heartstrings as an adult and really helping you inspire your imagination as a child. And Inside Out is definitely one of those types of films where it hits you in the feels, and it's just an amazing, enjoying movie that you can watch all the way through. So definitely go check out Inside Out if you haven't yet. Of course, I would probably be one of the very few people that have not seen it yet, so that's on me. But if you haven't seen it yet, join me and watch it. It's a great film. Moving on, the winner for the Best Picture is Spotlight. That's one word, Spotlight. Don't know anything about that one. Let me look it up really fast here on IMDb.com. Spot. I guess I should spell it right. Oh, it's starring Mark Ruffalo, which, if you don't know, is Bruce Banner in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka the Hulk. So, that looks cool. Looking in a little bit more, the true story of how the Boston Globe uncovered the massive scandal of child molestation and cover-up within the local Catholic shaking the entire Catholic Church to its core. I don't know if I'm going to see this one or not. I'll have to do some more research than just a quick read of the synopsis on IMDb. However, it does look interesting, and it's starring Mark Ruffalo, and, I do like that actor. And so, yeah, who knows? But congratulations to Spotlight for winning Best Picture. Other films, I guess I should go back really quick. Other contestants other nominees in the actor for leading role were Ryan Cranston from Trumbo, Matt Damon from The Martian, which I'll get into that later, Michael Fassbender from the film the biopic Steve Jobs, and Eddie Redmayne from The Danish Girl. And then the other nominees for actor in a supporting role were Christian Bale from The Big Short, Tom Hardy from The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo from Spotlight, and Sylvester Stallone from Creed. I've heard good things about Creed as well. Other nominees in the actress in a leading role were Cate Blanchett from Carol, Jennifer Lawrence from Joy, Charlotte Rampling from 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan from Brooklyn. Other nominees for actress in a supporting role were Jennifer Jason Leigh from The Hateful Eight, which looks like an interesting movie, but I'm not such a huge fan of those types of films, so I don't think I'm going to see it. But regardless, moving on, other actresses were Rooney Mara, Rachel McAdams from Spotlight, and then Kate Winslet from Steve Jobs. Moving on, other nominees for the animated feature film were Anna Malaysia, Boy and the World, Shaun the Sheep Movie, and When Marnie Was There. Haven't heard of any of those. I've heard of Shaun the Sheep as a TV show, but never heard of the movie. Other nominations for Best Picture besides Spotlight were The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Room. I have seen The Martian, and I was blown away by the film. I've heard that the book was better, but since when is the movie based on a book ever better than the actual book itself? So regardless, I enjoyed The Martian. I Matt Damon had an excellent performance. I loved the comedy aspect of it. I loved the intensity of it, and I was genuinely frightened for Matt Damon's character on if he was going to be able to return or not. And the movie was amazing. You should go check it out. The winner for the cinematography award was The Revenant, which again I haven't seen. I might check out, but the other nominations were Carol, The Hateful Eight, Mad Max Fury Road, and Sicario. Moving on, the winner for costume design was Mad Max Fury Road. I am going to see that film. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I just never got the opportunity. So now that I know, I did a little bit of research on it recently, and it looked interesting. And it looks like there's some the content that would generally keep me away from a film does not look like it's in Mad Max. So I will definitely be seeing that at some point soon. Excuse me. I took a drink of water and for some reason it just kind of sat there. Moving on. Other nominations for costume design were Carol, Cinderella, The Danish Girl, and The Revenant. Then the winner for the directing category at the Oscars was the director of The Revenant, which his name was Alejandro G. Inarritu. I apologize again if I'm butchering his name, but congratulations to Alejandro, I'll just go with his first name, for his victory. Other nominations were Adam McKay, who directed The Big Short, Mad Max, Fury Road director George Miller, and Lenny Abrahamson for Room, and Tom McCarthy for Spotlight. Winner for the film editing category was Mad Max Fury Road. Margaret Sixel was the editor for that, apparently. And then other nominations were The Big Short, The Revenant, Spotlight, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, which, if you have not seen The Force Awakens yet, you should definitely go see it. It is one of the best Star Wars films ever made. My personal favorite, mostly based on the fact that it was the first that I got to legitimately watch in theaters. Moving on, foreign language film. I haven't heard of any of these, I can guarantee you that. But the winner was Son of Saul, and it was a film produced in Hungary. The other nominations were Embrace of the Serpent, Mustang, Thebe, and A War. Winner for makeup and hairstyling was Mad Max Fury Road. Other nominations were The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared, and The Revenant. Winner for production design was Mad Max Fury Road, which ran away with a lot of rewards. Other nominations were Bridge of Spies, The Danish Girl, The Martian, and The Revenant. Best for sound editing was Mad Max Fury Road. Other nominations were The Martian, The Revenant, Sicario, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. The winner for sound mixing was Mad Max Fury Road. Other nominations, Bridge of Spies, The Martian, The Revenant, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Visual effects was Ex Machina, or Machina, or however you pronounce it. Again, haven't seen the film, and I actually could have sworn that was an older movie than I thought it was, but apparently it's a new one. Other nominees were Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Music original score winner was The Hateful Eight. Other nominations were Bridge of Spies, Carol, Sicario, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Writing best original screenplay winner was Spotlight. Other nominations were Bridge of Spies, Ex Machina, or Machina, Inside Out, and Straight Outta Compton. Best documentary short subject was A Girl on the River, The Price of Forgiveness. Other nominations were Body Team 12, Chow Beyond the Lines, Claude Lanzmann, Spectre of the Shoah. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then Last Day of Freedom. Documentary feature film winner was Amy. Other nominations were Cartel Land, The Look of Silence, What Happened, Miss Simone, and Winter on Fire, Ukraine's Fight for Freedom. Best short film animated was Bear Story. Other nominees were Prologue, Sanjay's Super Team, We Can't Live Without Cosmos, and World of Tomorrow. The winner for short film live action was Stutterer. Other nominees were Ava Maria, Day One, Everything Will Be Okay, Allies Weird Gut, and Shock, spelled S-H-O-K. Best nominee winner for nominee of the music original song was Spectre, Written on the Wall from Spectre, music and lyric by Jimmy Napes and Sam Smith. I'm assuming that was for the James Bond film Spectre. Other nominees were 50 Shades of Grey, Racing Extinction, Youth, and The Hunting Ground. Racing Extinction was Manta Ray from Racing Extinction, music by J. Ralph, lyric by Nahomi. Youth was Simple Song No. 3 from Youth, music and lyric by David Lang. Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, music by lyric by Diane Warren and Lady Gaga. And then I guess going back up, Earned It from 50 Shades of Grey, music and lyric by The Weeknd, Ahmed Balshi, Jason Quinville, and Stephen Mocchio. Spectre, writing on the... Yeah, okay. We got it. Moving on. Writing, adapted screenplay was... the winner was The Big Short. Other nominees were Brooklyn, Carol, The Martian, and Room. So yeah, that sums it up for the results from the Oscars. Again, you probably already knew all of this, but regardless, it was a subject that I thought it would be good to talk about, and I wanted to try to get other people on to talk about this, but just kind of looking at it realistically, we didn't have time if we wanted to get this episode out on time, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a solo episode. I guess really quick, since I've got a little bit of time left. The Chocolate Dollar Podcast is produced by Scene29, and Scene29.com will be coming out soon. We will be producing other content in the form of short films, videos, and other cool things like that, as well as more It Takes Four to Tango videos, which if you're not familiar and haven't heard yet, It Takes Four to Tango is Scene29's official gameplay video YouTube channel. So if you think about it, Scene29 Studios is the production group, and then we produce the Chocolate Dollar Podcast, which is what you're listening to right now, and It Takes Four to Tango. Those are the two big main brands that we're working on right now. But yeah, coming mid-March, so March 15th or 16th, somewhere in that time frame, the week of that, basically, we will be launching our website, scene29.com, which will have forums and a community aspect to it, so you can sign up and participate in those forums and other stuff like that, and just kind of a one-stop shop for you to show up for everything that we produce and release, and follow a blog there as well. But we'll also, in conjunction with the website, be launching at this point, it's for sure going to be one Patreon page. It might be 3 others, but it will be patreon.com/scene29. We don't yet have that up, but it will eventually be there. So yeah, just keep your eyes and ears open for the announcement of those. We will also be doing some more exciting YouTube videos for It Takes Four to Tango. Got some fun games that we're going to play, some interesting concepts that we're going to try, and then we're also going to be working on more short films and short videos and other fun stuff like that. So yeah, and as always, we will be continuing to produce the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Well, that pretty much sums it up. We'll come out with more details eventually. You can follow the Chocolate Dollar Podcast on Twitter and engage in conversation there by following @ChocolateDollar. I apologize for the lack thereof of engagement and interaction on that YouTube channel, on that Twitter account, because I am having difficulties figuring out the password. But I will hopefully within the next couple of days, I've dedicated time to figuring that out, so I'll hopefully have that figured out for you. But until then, you can go ahead and follow either Chocolate Dollar on Twitter, or if you'd rather having media interaction, facebook.com. We have a Chocolate Dollar page, which you can go find. It's the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. We will be interacting there, as well as you can subscribe to us on iTunes and on YouTube. If you listen on an Android device, you can follow us on Podcast Republic. We're working on getting other podcast providers on the Android market to work, but right now we know for sure that words, they're very difficult, that the Podcast Republic app does for sure work. So, yep, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry if it was kind of rambly. You can join us again in a couple of weeks on March 22nd. We'll have a new episode then, and hopefully it will be more than just me. We'll see, though, as other people have other responsibilities, and it's difficult sometimes to dedicate time to doing this on a regular basis unless there's funds, which is where Patreon comes in. So again, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. All right, thanks. See you March 22nd, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Chocolate Dollar, signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. check in next time.